Good morning, everyone. Dan Bates, President and CEO of Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce. We're glad you could join us today for Coffee and Conversations. We're going to be hearing from Robert Wolfram in just a little bit, polishing your brand up and talking about some marketing strategies. So we will be introducing him in just a minute. You know who I am. We need to do self-introductions and find out who all of you are. In the meantime, we are on a Zoom meeting, so I'm sure Robert will not mind if you interrupt him when you have questions. Those of you who are on Facebook Live, type your questions into Laura and she will make sure that Robert gets them answered for you. So let's, Billy, we'll do you first.
Hey, everybody. I'm Billy Bruns. I'm the Executive Director of Family Promise in Butler County, and we are the homeless shelter that takes the whole family. And we're excited to just be in on the meeting today.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. Scott.
Scott Stevens, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Butler County. We provide mentors to youth in the area and look forward to finding new ways to reach out to folks and let them know we're around and get involved.
Jennifer. You're muted, Jennifer.
I thought I unmuted. I'm Jennifer Pierce with Modern Psychiatry and Wellness. We provide mental health services and addiction resources and services throughout Butler County and more. And we have a location in Hamilton as well as Westchester and Liberty Center.
Cool. Thank you. Jeff, you're up next.
My name is Jeff Boyle. I'm a local realtor. I own a small real estate group that does sales throughout the Cincinnati area while we're based here in Hamilton. And I also own a property management company so we can help our investors manage their properties.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay. I don't think I missed anyone. Laura?
Hey, everyone. I'm Laura Merrill with the Greater Hamilton Chamber.
Okay, thank you, Laura. And excuse my sneeze. Sorry, allergy season has begun. Robert, it's your turn. So if you want to just do a little intro and get started, and we're very anxious to hear about your topic today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Wolfram with Social Evo Media, based here in Hamilton, Ohio. And I'm looking forward to talking to you guys about building your brands on social media. So like Laura said, feel free to interrupt me whenever and ask questions. Dan, did you want to let, Tiffany's with you guys. Did you want to let her introduce herself or?
Yeah, since we've stopped, I wasn't going to interrupt you, but we will. Tiffany? You're muted, Tiffany.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Greb. I'm Director of Marketing at the Greater Hamilton Chamber.
Someday we won't have to say you're muted, but I don't know when that's going to happen. Anyway, okay, Robert, back to you.
Okay, so is there anyone in here who is currently using social media or video content to build their online presence? How's that going for you guys? Does anyone want to volunteer to, speak on your experience about it before we jump in?
Go ahead, Scott. I would just say, we push out things on social media and we can track the number of views and likes and reactions. But one of my questions, I'm not a marketing person, but how does that convert into people who want to be involved in our organization? So great, you saw a picture, you shared it to somebody, but how does it really relate to, getting people involved? So that's a question I have.
Oh, great question. Well, we're going to dive into some of that stuff. So I'm glad you asked that. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. And we will dive in. Okay, so like I said, my name is Robert. I am the founder of Social Evo Media, located in Hamilton, Ohio. I've been marketing and studying social media since 2006, and I have been doing videography since 2012. I started my first freelance marketing agency in 2006, and I started Social Evo Media here in Hamilton last year, and we specialize in video marketing and offer all forms of video production. So I'm going to tell you guys about a brand that I started in 2021. I started a brand online dedicated to helping artists and musicians. I will offer information products, digital products, some consulting services, and I would post videos and they really wouldn't get too much traction. But here recently, I started giving more value, because at first I was kind of weary on giving out so much for free. But once I kind of let go of that mindset, and when I would sit down to plan a video, I would just think, how can I give the most amount of value possible? That's when things really started to gain traction as far as the video content. So this video right here that we're going to be breaking down has been one of my most successful videos. And as you can see right here, some of the stats, it generated 5.5 thousand leads. This video generated so many leads for me that I couldn't handle them all. After I posted this video, I had to stop posting videos for a little while because it was just overwhelming all of the people that were reaching out. So let's go ahead and watch this video. It was a really simple video to make, but the amount of value that I was giving in the video is what made it do so well. So let's go ahead and break down a little bit of the video. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and break this down piece by piece. The very first thing that you notice when I played the video is that it has a strong hook. Ways to market your music that no one is talking about. Why is this a strong hook? One, I'm speaking directly to my target audience. So if someone that makes music comes across this video and they see that, there's a good chance that they're going to want to watch it. That no one is talking about. Adding those words at the end piques people's curiosity. It makes them think it's a secret. So words and phrases like this in your hook will make your video perform much better. Versus if I just said, here's 3 ways you guys can market your music. That's kind of boring. So when we add these certain words or phrases, it's going to make people want to know about what we're talking about. So the second part of the hook, or the second part of the video, is the value. So when it comes to giving value, we want to talk about big ideas. We want to give so much value that it makes us feel a certain type of way giving it away for free. We want it to sting a little. We want it to hurt a little. That's how much value that we want to give in these videos. And when I say big ideas, we want to talk about things that other people really aren't talking about. Our most guarded secrets or hacks, the good stuff. That's the value that we want to give. And if you guys notice, I speak on the idea, and then I even give a couple channels that they could send their music to. So this right here is doing 2 things. It's giving them a reason to watch the video again, and that's increasing the watch time because they want to come back and they want to screenshot it. The next part of the video, and this is the most important part, especially for the question, that you asked earlier about how do we track, we have our CTA, which stands for call to action. So the call to action in this video is comment the word radio, and I will send you a whole list of channels that play music. So when someone comments the word radio on this post, it turns them into a lead, because we have an automation set up to where every time someone comments that specific word, it will automatically send them a direct message. And what that does is it puts them in our inbox. So now that they're in our inbox, we can nurture them, we can sell them products, and we could track the results of these videos. So you guys can see right here, this video has 11,200 comments. Half of those comments are from me, because also with the automation, I have it set up to where I will reply and say, hey, we sent it over to your DM. But if you split this in half, you can see that 5,500 people commented on this video requesting that information. So this sent 5,500 people to my inbox. So that's not the only reason that a call to action is important. A call to action is also important because these platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, they reward us when our videos receive engagement. So the more comments, the more shares, the more saves that your video receives, the more reach you will get. So if we go back and look at these stats right here, the reach on this video was 182,000 people. So Instagram showed this video to 182,000 people. As far as the number of followers that I had at the time, I think it was around 15,000 followers when I posted this video. So because all of the engagement we were receiving on this, Instagram showed it to an extra 160,000 people. So how can you make these type of videos for your business? We were speaking earlier on a hook. What is a good hook? How do we create a good hook? A lot of people might hear that term and not even know what it means. But a hook is just like when you're fishing, you got to throw something out there to get people to stop. The hook is the first thing that people see or hear when they come across your video. The hook is what gets viewers interested and makes them want to watch the rest of your video. If they aren't interested within the first 1 to 2 seconds, they're going to keep scrolling. So you got to realize that the hook is the most important part of the video, because if you can't pique their curiosity or get the person interested in the first 1 to 2 seconds, then they're on to the next video. They won't even get to see or hear the value that you're providing. Let's look at this hook. Ways to market your music that no one is talking about. We spoke on this a little earlier. We're speaking directly to our target audience. And we're also creating that suspense and piquing that curiosity by adding that phrase, no one is talking about, to the end. The next part is the value. We have to give so much value that people feel obligated to share. Because when we give that amount of value, people want to share that. People want to provide that same type of value to their friends or people in their circle. And the last part is the CTA, the call to action. We want people to engage with the video, whether that is a save, whether that is a comment, a share. After I created this video, I started using multiple calls to action. I would lead with the hook, ways to market your music that no one is talking about. And then I would insert my first call to action. It would be something like, and save this video so you can come back to it later. They save it. It's just something about asking the person to do something. If you ask them to do it in the video, they're much more likely to do it. So I started adding 2 calls to action, one at the beginning and then one at the end with the comment. So you guys seen in the video earlier, I gave out a contact list. What can you give out in your videos to make people engage? Here's some examples. A checklist, an ebook, a list of resources, contact lists, case studies, templates, things that you use every day already within your SOP or standard operating procedures. Anything that you do, you can turn it into, you may have heard the term a lead magnet, a freebie, whatever you want to call it. But anything that you do in your day-to-day, you can turn that into a free piece of value that your target audience would be interested in.
Robert, can I interrupt for just a second?
Yeah, for sure.
How do you know a lot about Big Brothers Big Sisters or not?
The mentorship?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Not a whole lot, but I'm familiar with Big Brothers and Big Sisters.
Well, because unless it'd be easier to use something a little more tangible like Jeff Boyle with real estate, could you make these first few steps, like, you know, if I'm trying to utilize these steps, what's a good, like, how do I get started? You know, your video that we saw doesn't have sound, so we couldn't hear what you said.
Oh,
but
I'm so sorry.
that's all right. But if you
I'll go back and play it over again.
if you
Let
were
me
to
click
make this
over to Zoom.
tangible for either Scott or Jeff, I think Jennifer might be a little more challenging with what, you know, her industry is. But you know, if you were to say to Scott, you know, because Scott's saying he's putting stuff out, but they don't know what's happening with it. So how could they hone a message so that, you know, it gets people's attention, there's a good hook, you know, and they can lead to these other steps? Could you make it a little more tangible for people? Because I think the concepts people are getting, but I don't want people to walk away and say, well, that sounded good, but how do I apply it? Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. So with Scott, you are with Big Brothers?
That's correct.
Okay, so the call to action is the best way to know if the video is working.
So what would the call to action be?
Ask people to engage with what you're doing via a comment or a direct message, and that is how you're going to be able to track if the video is doing well.
So would my hook be something like, you know, has somebody changed your life or given you some mentorship in your life and you want to share it with others? Something like that to kind of, you know, get that hook in there. But as far as what to give them, I wonder if I've seen on social media, you can enter to get a gift card or some prize. I never know if that's real or not, so I don't do that. But I don't have necessarily kind of resources to give them, you know, because I'm asking them to be participant, but I could offer some sort of prize if they wanted to comment or react. Would that be worthwhile?
I think that just you giving someone the opportunity to share their story is a gift.
Okay.
For what you do, because because it's a little bit different for your business because you necessarily aren't really trying to sell anything.
Mhm.
So
I would encourage them to share their story about who mentored them.
right. So that is a gift within itself because you're essentially asking them to be a guest on some sort of video, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys recording those type of testimonials?
We have just started to do that.
Yeah, I think that would be great because it doesn't always have to, the call to action doesn't always have to be a salesy call to action.
Mhm.
Because when it comes to posting videos online, here is a couple reasons why videos perform well. One is because they're giving so much value that people feel the need to share. Two, in your case, would be because they spark some sort of emotion. You know, well, we watch the video and it makes us feel good, and then we share it. So I feel like those would be the type of videos that are going to be good for your brand. Storytelling videos. People love a good story. Storytelling is the oldest form of marketing known to man. Before there were computers and telephones and even snail mail, stories is how things got around the world. So that is going to be a good plan of action for you, is getting these people in here, telling the stories, putting that minor key music in the background, things like that, having the good B-roll shots, because people are going to watch those videos and it's going to make them feel emotional, and then they're going to share. People
So,
share
Robert,
videos because of the value, people share because it makes you feel an emotion, or people share because it's funny or entertaining.
So Robert, I have another question. Could that
Sure.
hook be a question, in Scott's case? Because I'm not sure people understand what mentoring is.
Scott,
but
in
maybe
your
much-
case, the hook is going to be the first line of the story. So the story is going to be the hook in your case, Scott. What you're doing is going to be a completely different plan of action than what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about right now would probably work better for Jeff because he's giving value. You're telling stories. So your hook is going to be the story. So the first line of the story might be something like, I just lost my job and I was 2 days away from getting evicted. Like, I know that might not mean anything but you see what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
Like that first line of the story, trying to put people in the shoes of whatever this person was going on. That's going to be your hook. A hook doesn't always have to be a piece of value. In your case, it's going to be, I want to know what happens next.
So Robert, I guess, could it be a question like as simple as, who changed your life type of thing? Because we all have
Yes.
people that have impacted our lives, which, is
That could be a hook as well.
okay.
That works well in all industries, leading with the question, like, have you ever felt this? Or has there ever been a time in your life where this, that, and this happened? Something of that nature. But I think, Scott, as far as hooks for you, it's going to be that rock bottom moment, or that epiphany, or that spiritual awakening, or that one line of the story that is going to make people want to know what's going on. And Scott, another thing that you can write down, a great way to lead a video or a great way to hook people in is by saying or talking about that climax, but then boom, rewinding it to the beginning. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
because like you're getting right here to where it's really juicy and interesting, but then you kind of back it up a little bit to give them some context.
So kind of in my mind, like Johnny's owns his own company, is successful in business, but when he was 8 years old, his father died, and he didn't have adult male model until he got a big brother, something like that.
Yeah. And if you want me to come in and work with you, I would love to volunteer to kind of help you guys maybe outline some stories and things like that.
Thank you.
I work closely with the youth at Booker T. I run a music program there. Every Wednesday, I go and volunteer with them. So
Cool.
I would definitely be interested in volunteering with you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on. We were talking about lead magnets, checklists, ebooks, resources. I think that would be a good option, something that you could put together, Scott, like a list of resources for families in need. Or if you know a family in need, here is our top list of resources in the Butler County area. Something of that nature. Because you guys can give value as well. You are knowledgeable in helping families and helping the youth. Like, is your child struggling with this? Here's a list of resources, that you guys can utilize in the Butler County area. Are you a single parent in the Butler County area who's struggling with this, that, and this? Here's a list of resources, something like that. Because you guys can give value as well. So some of the tools that I use to create these resources, ChatGPT, Google Docs, Canva, Google Sheets. Are you guys familiar with ChatGPT? I know you've probably heard of it, but does anybody here use it?
Yeah, we use the majority of those. We use ChatGPT for some things, some Google Docs, Canva, and Google Sheets.
Yeah, ChatGPT is an awesome tool. Really, it's such a great tool. So, some problems that I hear from a lot of my clients is, or a lot of people in general, they struggle with coming up with ideas for videos to shoot. So, if you guys want, I can break down how I would get inspiration for video ideas for some of my clients. And if somebody wants to volunteer, we can go ahead and show you what the process would look like. Do we have any takers? I'll basically ask you a series of questions that I would ask someone, and then we'll put you together a niche document and we'll spit you out some ideas.
I'm volunteering Jeff.
Volunteering Jeff?
I second the motion.
I would be happy to do it, but I got a 9:30 phone call coming in that was scheduled before I signed up for this. I'm just waiting on that phone call to come in. Otherwise, I'd be happy to do it.
Well, Jeff, maybe you can reach out to me another time and we can make it happen, okay?
And if the phone call only lasts a couple minutes, I'll be back on.
Okay. So Jennifer, do you want to?
Sure, we'll figure this out.
Okay, so basically I have a list of questions that I ask, and you just answer accordingly, okay?
Okay.
What is your niche?
Mental health.
Okay, so let's dive a little bit deeper than mental health. let's try to get
Okay.
as detailed as possible about the person that you help.
Let's do TMS, which is a non-medication approach to healing depression.
Okay, so our niches, we are in the mental health niche. We take a holistic approach.
Yeah, you could say that.
Is that non-medical?
Correct. Well, I mean, we do medication approach, but we also do TMS, which is a non-medication approach. So yeah, it's definitely a holistic approach.
We take holistic approach to helping people with depression.
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to get a little bit more detailed, but we'll roll with that for now. Okay, so what is their current and desired situation? Where are they at now, and where do they want to get?
Usually clients have been suffering with depression for a very long time and have tried many medications that haven't worked.
Okay, depression for a very long time. Their desire is to be depression free. What is our big promise? What's your big promise? I know you might not be able to make a big promise.
Improvement of depression symptom improvements. And everybody's different.
Well-being and what is stopping them from achieving their desired situation?
A lot of times, finances when it comes to TMS, as well as desire because they are in a depressive state.
What specific problems are they facing?
Wanting to lay around and not do, no motivation, not wanting to do daily tasks that the average person does. Bad sleep schedules. Not sleeping. There's a lot of things.
What are they angry about?
Not being able to heal. Yep, you got it.
What have they tried that has failed? Traditional
Medicine,
medication.
which, yeah, and then that's usually what people try to use, to be honest. And a lot of people don't look at alternatives. They just think medication is going to be the quick fix.
What trends are occurring or will occur in their business or lives?
Trends. Depression is going up. They're not alone. 280 million people suffer with depression and many don't seek help.
What about some trends that are, I was thinking like yoga maybe, or meditation?
Trends, I see, like trends are occurring or will occur in their business or lives.
I've been seeing a lot of people talking about yoga, meditation.
Yeah, I mean, those are definitely breath work. Yep. See, when you say trends to me, I would say that, yeah, depression numbers are on the rise. Resources are, your own motivation. And a lot of times that's the problem because people can't most of the time pay for yoga, pay for, people are limited in their funds. So it goes back to financial.
Okay, so now that we have some of these questions answered, what I do is I will copy this and then I will go over to ChatGPT and then I'll have them.
You might want to fix a couple things because a couple things auto-corrected to the wrong thing. And so ChatGPT is going to give you the wrong answers. So
Okay.
in the very top, it says, what is your current or desired situation? It says, many have tried many education. That should be medication that don't work.
Okay. Have tried many medication. That didn't work. Okay. So we will ask ChatGPT to organize this and expand on it. I am providing you some information about my niche. Can you organize it and expand on it? And so now we have a good idea of our target audience, their pain points, and their desires. And when it comes to creating content, that is what you want to touch on. You want to touch on their pain points. I know you guys remember those late night infomercials. They would come on and you would think that the person was talking directly to you. Like, are you this age and feel like this, that, and you, oh my gosh, are they speaking directly to me? So that's the same thing that we want to do with our content, whether it be video content, long form Facebook post. That's what we want to do. We want to speak to our target audience pain points because that is going to get them to stop and listen to what we have to say. So now that ChatGPT has created us this organized niche document, I'll save this right here for a later time. We could ask them, can you help me plan 30 days worth of content for Facebook Reels? And I'm saying Facebook Reels just for this example, but you could replace that with for my blog, for my YouTube channel. Can you help me plan 30 days worth of content for Facebook Reels? I want these ideas to speak directly to my target audience, pain points, and desires. And they'll go ahead and give us 30 ideas. And all of these might not be great ideas, but it's definitely going to give us inspiration and ideas that we can work with. Maybe not all of them, but so let's check some of them out. Success story snippet, quick morning yoga routine to start the day positively, the importance of healthy diet and managing depression, guided deep breathing exercise for immediate stress relief. Yeah, so it's given us a bunch of good stuff. And then I would take the ideas that I like, I would put them over into a document, and then I would start to write the hooks, start to think of the script. Or a lot of these ideas you could probably just speak on from the top of your head, right, Jennifer?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so basically that's that's what a lot of people will do. I'll provide them the ideas and they won't even need to script them because they're so well informed about each of the topics. You know, they kind of just freestyle and then we edit it, chop it up, and we'll provide them with the hook and then we'll provide them with the call to action, and they just kind of fill in the blanks. So I'll go ahead and copy this over and send it over to you, Jennifer. I don't know if you guys use social media or how active you are, but you know, even if you're not active from a work standpoint, you know, like the business you work for, you're so knowledgeable, Jennifer, in all of these subjects and topics. There's no reason why personally you couldn't post and share your expertise, because you know, you never know who it could help. You know, you never know. You can make a video one day about one of these topics and thousands of people could see it and maybe 10 people take action. And, you know, that's the beautiful thing about the internet and making these videos. You never know who it's going to help, especially in what you do. It can really, you know, change somebody's life learning about these holistic approaches. So I'll go ahead and copy this over. And
Thank you.
I will put this organized niche as well as these 30 days of content. So like another thing I wanted to show you, like say we do like day 13 or say we like day 14. We could tell them, I like day 14. Can you expand on that and script it with actionable steps? Also write a engaging hook that will make people want to stop and watch the video. I'm not going to put script. I'm going to put write, because sometimes when you put script, it will like script it like a movie script with the scenes and things like that. And we really just want, and then it will go ahead and script it out. This tool is just really, really such a powerful tool. So now we have a whole entire, now we have an action plan versus just an idea. Great stuff. So yeah, if you guys aren't using this, even as just an assistant, it's really a great tool. Okay. I will type your name on here and then I'll share this in the chat. And that's all I got for you guys
Thank
today.
you.
Do you guys have any questions? Okay, here's that link. Let's see if I can pull the chat up. Do you guys have any questions?
Robert, I really like using Chat GPT. I know Tiffany and I have used it for a couple different things. Asking it questions and then being able to edit your question to have it adapt more. I think that's a super cool feature. Makes it really easy. A couple things I was like, I could never have created all that content so quickly myself. You know, I type in a few words and it zips me out a whole email. I'm like, oh, I was done. Yay. Makes my life a whole lot easier.
Yeah, it really is amazing.
The other tool is Copilot. we have Copilot with Microsoft. So, very, very similar.
Right.
These
Any of
AI
the
tools are
AI services, it can certainly cut down on, if I want to, you're creating content for an entire month, you've now created, content, and then it's easy to change things. Like you said, with day 14, we're going to adapt that a little bit. Got another, how do I want to focus that type of content? And changing, it was funny, we had a Zoom and they changed it like dialect wise. So, I want to use this content, but I want to have it aimed at people that live in, I think they even picked a state and a city, so to adapt the dialect to that region.
oh yeah.
That was super cool. I think it was a story. They did a story. So they actually adapted it to, a regional dialect that would be, more appropriate for that region or that time frame too. It was super cool. Yeah. Totally love Chat GPT, that's for sure.
I think the big thing with those tools, though, is you have to make sure that you edit it, and make sure
Yes.
that it's a guide. You have to go back and make sure that it uses language that you would use. Otherwise,
Correct.
it sounds like Chat GPT or Copilot.
I
Right.
personally can't ever just take what ChatGPT gives me and run with it, because it's just like you said, it sounds like ChatGPT. So yeah, just use it as a guide and for inspiration and to get ideas. But as far as like word for word, I can't do it. I just
Yeah.
don't feel comfortable because it's like, it's not me. It's
Right.
it's not my voice. It doesn't align with my brand. It just sounds more computerized. But as far as just for idea generation, it's great. It really is.
So I think we're running out of time here, but I do want to, I guess if I had to sum this up, I think what's been really valuable in this is looking, from your potential target's perspective. I know we all get caught up in saying things that we think is important, but our target audience, our customers, our patients, whoever they are, it doesn't resonate with them. So I think it is really valuable to do the step-by-step kind of internal research of your own mind to say, what are they going to care about? And I think like for you, Scott, in particular too, it's like, you're in it every day and you're emotionally involved. I think we all do that with our businesses and our organizations. Same with you, Jennifer. You're looking from it from a different perspective than your customer potentially is. So what you think is really cool may not hook them at all, and so I think to go through a questionnaire or something like that. So I think that was a good process. Laura, let's turn it back to you. I want to thank you, Robert. Laura, we're going to turn it back to you for our next Coffee and Conversation announcement.
Yep. So our next Coffee and Conversation, this is going to be on March 26th, so a couple weeks from now. And this will feature LaMonda Dye with LCD Agency Services. She's going to be discussing a medical emergency in the workplace. Would you know what to do? With the importance of knowing first aid and CPR in all industries. So we look forward to having LaMonda. We will see you all in a couple weeks then. And thank you, Robert, for taking some time to share with us today.
Thank you.
See you guys next time.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, bye.
Have a great day.